Hello everyone, hope you're all well. Today I wanted to continue on my legend series and I wanted to give someone who totally redefined the importance of a wicket-keeper batsman and who set new standards and a new yardstick for wicket-keeping batsmen, and someone who was absolutely aggressive and dominating with his batting, and someone who was such a positive impact on his team, such a lively person, and such a well loved around the cricketing world as well. I'm talking about the dynamic Adam Gilchrist of Australia. He was born 14th November 1971 in New South Wales, and obviously he played a season or so with the New South Wales, but he mostly played his first class cricket with the Western Australia, where there is a Perth, the ground Perth Wacker, which is the fastest bounciest wicket in the world, and no wonder why he was such a good cutter and puller of the ball as well. And he was also with the Deccan Chargers when they won the IPL that was held in South Africa, the second edition of the IPL. And in all, he played 96 test matches for Australia, and he scored 5,570 runs at a stunning average of 47.6. And he scored 17 hundreds, and his highest was 204 not out that came against South Africa at Wanderers, where he broke the world record for the fastest double century. He also took more than 400 dismissals as a wicket-keeper in test matches, and in one day internationals he played 287 test one day matches, and he scored 9,619 runs with 16 hundreds, and his highest was 172. And obviously Adam Gilchrist was well known for having a very high strike rate in test matches and one day matches. He was one of the first players who used to really score at a high rate. And by the way, he's the first player ever in cricket history, the first player to hit 100 sixes in Test cricket. And Adam Gilchrist has a lot of records in his name. I mean, one of them is that he has a very unique record of being the only batsman who has scored 50 runs or more in 3 consecutive World Cup finals. In 1999, he scored 50 plus, and in 2003, he scored 50 plus. That was against India. 99 was against Pakistan, the finals. And 2007, he actually scored 149 of 101 balls. That was a magical innings against Sri Lanka in the finals of the World Cup that was held in West Indies. And he's also one of the only 3 players in the world to have won 3 World Cups. Ricky Ponting and Glenn McGrath are the other 2 players who have 3 World Cup wins in their name. Shane Warne actually was only part of the 99 World Cup. Steve O was also only 99. Shane Warne missed out with that 2003 World Cup because of that drug test. And Adam Gilchrist, one of the finest innings that he played was in his second test match. I remember watching this as a youngster. It was at Adelaide against Pakistan, and Australia were chasing a very high total of 369 in the 4th innings. And Australia were 126 for 5, and they were looked gone for all money, and Pakistan were looking like they were going to win. And Wasim Akram and Pakistan had a very good bowling attack, and Adam Gilchrist scored 149 not out, and he put a record partnership of 238 runs with the Justin Langer, and both of them took Australia home, and that was a famous win. And that was only Adam Gilchrist's second test match, and he that day he announced his uh, entry into Test cricket, I should say. And in that World Cup finals that I mentioned, it was one of the greatest World Cup innings ever in the 2007 World Cup finals, when he scored a blistering 149 of just 101 balls against Sri Lanka. That really took the game away from Sri Lanka. And in 2006 against England at Perth, he scored a 56 ball 100, which was the 4th fastest 100 of all time that time. And there's also, and by the way, Adam Gilchrist was an excellent player, as everyone knows. He was very good on the offside and the leg side. He had no weakness in his batting. He was always aggressive, attacking, counter-attacking, and there was never a dull moment when he had a bat in his hand. And he used to, one thing that I have to say about Adam Gilchrist is that he used to pick the length of the ball so fast. He was an excellent cutter of the ball, square cut, and excellent puller of the ball. Obviously, playing at Wacker, Perth, playing on those bouncy wickets made him a very good puller, and cutter as well, and he was, used to play the sweep shots against spinners, and he used to have an excellent cover drive as well. He was really attacking, and even though he was a stroke maker, absolute stroke maker, and had power as well if he wanted, but he was really blessed with the sublime timing. Timing together with that ability to judge the length of the ball quickly. And his absolutely positive approach to batting made him such a difficult bowler to bowl. Sorry, difficult batsman to bowl. If you ask any batsman of that time, they would say Adam Gilchrist was one of the most nightmare batsmen to bowl to, because he would score so freely and put pressure on the opposition. And there was also one of the great innings that he played was that, when Australia were having that record, and they were 15 consecutive wins they had under Steve O. The last time they had won a test series in India was 69-70 under Bill Lawry. And the first test match against India at Bombay, Australia was struggling at 99 for 5. And Adam Gilchrist came and he scored a typical 122 runs of just 112 balls, and he put up a big partnership with Matthew Hayden in just 30 overs or so, and Australia got to a big total, and eventually Australia won that match by 10 wickets, and Adam Gilchrist was the man of the match as well, and Australia extended their winning streak to 16. It was thought that Australia probably would lose their winning streak, but Adam Gilchrist keeping them like that. And that 200, his fastest double century was against South Africa. He scored a double century in 212 balls. That came at the Wanderers ground in Johannesburg against South Africa. It was an absolutely astonishing innings. And in the second Test match as well, he scored another 100. And at the end of the series, he had a staggering 473 runs at an amazing, astonishing average of 157.66 average. And that 473 runs that he scored in that test series came in just 474 balls. So you can imagine how much pressure he put on South Africa. And that double century really killed the spirits of the South African team, and that set the tone for the rest of the series. And South Africa were dominated by Australia. And he had a lot of, and he was a regular vice captain of the Australian cricket team for Steve O and Ricky Ponting. And Adam Gilchrist was such a positive impact on any team. He had that excellent attitude. And another thing that I missed to say, Adam Gilchrist was one of the most famous batsmen who walked when he batted. He never waited for the umpire's decision. If he knew that he had edged the ball, he would never wait for the umpire, and he would just walk. Brian Lara was another one. The two of them are the greatest walkers I've seen. And in that 2003 World Cup semi-final against Sri Lanka, the umpire didn't give him out, and Adam Gilchrist just walked. He walked, and that was something that showed that he would walk even in a World Cup semi-final. That was a big crucial match. And a natural walker is a walker, so a lot of batsmen stick around to see if the umpire would give them out. But Adam Gilchrist and Brian Lara were two walkers who just used to go out, walk. If they knew that they had edged the ball, they wouldn't stick around. And he made his debut in 1996 in that Titan Cup. That's where I first saw Adam Gilchrist in the late 90s. And against South Africa, I've seen Gilchrist score a lot of runs. And the thing about Gilchrist is that, even if he scores 20 or 30 runs, he would have already put his team in a good position before he would get out, because he would get the runs in quick time, and he would put a lot of pressure on the bowlers and the opposition the way he used to score very quickly. And even as a wicket-keeper, obviously he was a wicket-keeper to Shane Warne, Glenn McGrath and Brett Lee. Three of the greatest bowlers greatest bowlers of all time as well. And he was obviously a very good wicket-keeper to Shane Warne and McGrath, and took a lot of dismissals. And he's 450 plus dismissals in one-day matches. At that time, he held the world record for the most dismissals in one-days, but it was broken by Kumar Sangakkara of Sri Lanka. And Adam Gilchrist together, Kumar Sangakkara probably would go down as the greatest wicket-keeper batsman of all time because of the 10,000 plus runs he has scored. Magnificent record he has, and the stumpings and catches as well. But Adam Gilchrist definitely together with Kumar Sangakkara, we can say, are the two greatest wicket-keeper batsmen that have ever played this game of cricket. And they set new standards, especially Adam Gilchrist, because Adam Gilchrist obviously played before Sangakkara, and he set a new standard and yardstick for how wicket keepers should be batting. Before that, I mean, wicket keepers were batsmen who just could just hold an end or just score a few runs. But Adam Gilchrist raised the bar for wicket keeping batsmen around the world. So that is my video on Adam. And by the way, his nickname was Gilly. That's how the Australians used to call him. And he was such a colorful character, very friendly character, and a genuine gentleman, and someone who really entertained people all around the world with his aggressive, dominating batting, and his always positive approach towards cricket and batting. And such a wonderful gentleman as well, who used to walk every time he used to edge the ball. That is my video for him. I hope you have enjoyed him. A lot of people like Adam Gilchrist a lot. Take care. God bless you.